Oh God, it's back. It's scruffy looking. I said I'd do a video about this a little bit later, so I'm going to do a couple of videos today. Um, First video I wanted to do was do what I said in my previous video. Um, I watched the Last of Us 2 trailer. It was very good. I enjoyed it. I'm looking extremely forward to this. Anything that Naughty Dog puts out ever since the Uncharted series has come out, Naughty Dog has, I mean, I know it's going to sound like I'm a PlayStation advocate here, but I mean, I am towards this generation of consoles. Last generation, I was definitely Xbox 360 over PS3. But even still, with Uncharted coming out, I really enjoyed the game. I don't know. Naughty Dog has tapped into something that is just truly unique for us gamers. Uh, I really enjoy this. This is what video gaming I think is meant to be. I know a lot of people complain about, it's kind of like a movie on rails, and your participation may not be needed, but you're needed to participate to get through the enemies, to make it through the particular difficulty of enemies, to make that movie continue on. Um, so yeah, it may be a little bit on rails still, but uh, I don't know. It's kind of hard to do an open world in a theatric type of way. I think we're still a little bit of a ways off, but if anybody's going to figure that out, it will be Naughty Dog. But the first time I ever played Uncharted, this is what I've wanted video games to be always, always. From the first Uncharted to the last Uncharted, Uncharted 4. I know they just released a trailer for Uncharted. The Lost Stories or something like that. I can't remember, but it has Nadine and it follows Chloe and Nadine on an adventure, and it's after the Uncharted 4 events unfold. Um, I'm still looking forward to it though. I am. Because everything that Naughty Dog has put out since Uncharted, especially with the announcement of The Last of Us 2. I mean, The Last of Us, if you're a Walking Dead fan, you want to play The Walking Dead and feel like you're a part of that world, play The Last of Us. The Last of Us is just really, really good. It's The Walking Dead, but for video game players. Um, the storyline is just excellent. It's one of those things. They have a way of pulling you into that atmosphere. Naughty Dog does, and making you feel like you're part of that adventure. You're part of that excitement, and I really enjoy that. I've always enjoyed that. Uh, I mean, like I said, the very first time I played an Uncharted game, I put down the controller and I was like, wow, this is what video games are supposed to be. And when they did Uncharted 2, I was like, ha ha, they improved it, ha ha. Uncharted 3, they improved it some more. Some people were like, well, I got a favorite Uncharted series or an Uncharted game. I've enjoyed them all. I have. I mean, yeah, you could get over analytical and go, well, the third one did have a little bit of it. It jumped from here to there to there. But it still made sense. It still did make sense as a complete whole story. And I really did enjoy that. And what is it with every time I try to do a video, somebody wants to text or say something. But it's the wife. I got to pay attention to the wife. Uh, you know, or else I end up in the doghouse, and I like sleeping in the bed, not the couch, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, I might want to deal with this. Um, it's just that I really enjoy these game series. I have. I mean, the stories. I mean, it is a modern day Indiana Jones. If you love Indiana Jones, then you'll love the Uncharted series. I think it's the modern day Indiana Jones. And I heard that there's one trying to make a movie out of this, and I'm hoping that they do. I really would love to see the Uncharted series on the big screen, because I think that as itself, I mean, yeah, you could take out, some of the long fight scenes where, where you're fighting through a level to get through to keep the story continuing on. You can cut that down to major action scenes for a movie, and it would just be astonishing. And people would regard that as the new Indiana Jones for today's generation. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I still love Indiana Jones. I will always love Indiana Jones. But then again, this has been revamped. I mean, with the technology and stuff that has happened with Naughty Dog, it's been vamped to show a modern era Indiana Jones type person. People can argue the Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull movie, but no, Harrison Ford, I have mad respect for you. I have mad respect for you doing that movie, but as far as that being part of your Indiana Jones franchise, no, I lop that off. I don't even count the Crystal Skull. That was just a little bit outlandish for a lot of people, and I think that's one movie that I think a lot of people wishes that they would just erase and redo and completely forget that it ever happened. Um, but I am looking forward to the Uncharted movies. So if you're not into video gaming, you don't understand video gaming, um, as a media person, a person whose goal is for people, who study media and how to present movies and television and radio to the public. Yeah, we didn't divulge into video gaming at all, but this was just the Uncharted series. I definitely recommend that if you want to feel like you're experiencing and playing and being a part of a movie, get into the Uncharted series, get into The Last of Us. Naughty Dog, they never disappoint with whatever they put out. They always say what they're going to do, and they do it. And that's very rare in any publication anymore when it comes to video games. I think Naughty Dog tapped into what makes a good cinematic gameplay video game and has launched it successfully and has completely owned it. Whereas, I mean, there are other companies that do this type of thing, but they have tried it, they just don't capture it as well as what Naughty Dog has done. So if you're not into video games, I would recommend, if you find a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 3 for cheap, get you a version of this game system and sit down and get you those games and just sit down and enjoy. It's one of those where you can sit down and you can literally enjoy the experience. Or you can challenge yourself if you're like me. I mean, the first thing I do is put it on the hardest difficulty I can and I go through it. Because I like a challenge. I don't like just, breezing through, like playing, And I think that's why some people complain that it feels just like, your participation's not needed. But if you put it on the max difficulty where the enemies are much more difficult, because, on the normal difficulty, the enemies won't travel around to get you as much. And if you put it on the most difficult setting to play on in the Uncharted series or The Last of Us, the enemies seem to come from everywhere. I mean, they'll climb things, they'll swim to get to you. It comes at you from all angles. But on the normal difficulty, yeah, it's easy to run through, and it just makes it seem like that your participation isn't needed. And so I do suggest if you're not familiar with games, yeah, go on normal, enjoy the experience. But if you are familiar with gameplay and playing games, put it on the max difficulty, make it challenging for yourself. I've enjoyed Naughty Dog immensely. And like I said, they're great. Whenever they say they're going to put out a great product, they always do. They always do, and they never fail the fans. And that is very rare in today's times. So this is my recommendation for Uncharted, Last of Us, and Naughty Dog. So if you haven't played these games, you haven't done anything with them, please go try it and enjoy. I'm Mr. Anger, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all have a great day.